Once upon a twinkle-toss time, in the quirky little village of Jamboree, where candy grew on bushes and frogs wore tiny hats, there lived a girl named Nina Noodlepop. She was cheerful, curious, and just a little bit reckless, especially when it came to magic. Nina's grandma was a retired wizardess who spent her days knitting invisible scarves and baking cupcakes that could sing lullabies. One day, while dusting the attic, Nina found her grandma's big book of bubbly spells, bound in rainbow leather and sealed with a giggle. "Oh, what's the worst that could happen?" Nina said, flipping through the glowing pages. She picked the silliest-looking spell she could find. Spell number 77, the nonsense charm, turns boring things completely bonkers. With a wave of a carrot she mistook for a wand and a shout of "wiggly wobble wonk," Nina cast the spell across the entire village. Dizzy what happened next? The bakery's bread loaves grew legs and ran marathons. The mayor's beard started telling jokes, really bad ones. Raindrops turned into jelly beans, and clouds began doing ballet. Even the village goats started speaking in rhyme and demanded bedtime stories. Everyone laughed for a while. A long while. But by the third day, chaos had sprouted like mushrooms in jelly. People couldn't walk 2 steps without slipping on singing soap. Schools were cancelled because pencils turned into spaghetti. And the mayor, embarrassed by his wisecracking beard, moved into a treehouse and refused to come down. Nina, now a bit panicked, ran to Grandma. "Oh dear," said Grandma, sipping tea that turned into butterflies. "The nonsense spell wears off in 7 days, unless you learn the lesson of logic." "What's that?" Nina asked. "That fun is fabulous, but balance is better." So Nina went around, gently undoing the mischief. She convinced the bread to take naps in the oven again. She made a deal with the goats, 1 bedtime story a week. She bribed the beard with bubblegum to be quiet for a while. By the 7th day, Jamboree was mostly back to normal, still a little weird, but no longer wildly wacky. And Nina? She didn't stop playing with magic. But she always asked herself, will this make the world better, or just bananas? Rainbow moral of the story. Magic is marvelous, and fun is fantastic, but with great giggles comes great responsibility.